Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. If Infinity Train being announced on Saturday wasn't enough for you, well then I got something for you. Regular Show is returning. It's coming back. There is more regular show content on the way. It's called Regular Show 25 Years Later, and it's a comic book miniseries by Boom Studios, who has made plenty of Cartoon Network comic books in the past, such as Adventure Time comics, Steven Universe comics. There was a Regular Show comic book series, etc. They even make stuff like Peanuts. I know they make Rugrats and other stuff for Nickelodeon, so they know what they're doing. They're a pretty good comic book company. I used to read their Peanuts comics, and I actually used to read their Adventure Time comics as well. So now they announced that Regular Show 25 Years Later is coming back as a 6-issue comic book series. Basically, if the title's not self-explanatory enough, it's going to be following the characters from Regular Show 25 years later. So in other words, basically the finale, the last part of the finale where there's the park reunion, it's going to be covering them in that period. So Mordecai's going to have kids, Rigby's going to have kids, Muscleman's going to have kids, and there's going to be a bunch of new workers at the park. So I'm honestly not that big of a comic book guy. I know I said before that I read the Peanuts and Adventure Time comic books by Boom, but I used to read comic books, but honestly, don't really read them anymore. But I will be picking up this series of Regular Show comics just because I want more Regular Show content. I mean, the show ended, it had a great finale, but I'm still, if there's more content for Regular Show, I want to pick it up because I want to see what's happening with the guys at the park. And plus, this 25 years later comic book series will probably give us more information, such as like Mordecai's kids, Rigby's kids, Muscleman's kids, High Five Ghost kids. What's up with Skips and Benson with the new people who have been hired at the park? We'll get a bunch of new details on all these new characters that previously we only saw a few seconds of in the finale. So I'm actually really looking forward to this comic book series because we can see a lot of details that happened after Regular Show that otherwise we would have only seen a brief glimpse of. And what's actually interesting to me is I put up on screen now the cover of the comic. There's, the cart they're in with Mordecai, Rigby, Muscleman, High Five Ghost, Benson, and Skips. Then, interestingly enough, Thomas is actually seen underneath the cart. And I find this really interesting because we didn't really see much of Thomas in the finale of Regular Show, or even in the 8th season at all. So I'm actually surprised to see he's actually going to be in the 25 years later comic. I'm kind of curious to see what happened to him exactly since he left the show and we found out he was a Russian spy. Overall, I'm actually pretty interested and excited to see this comic. Although, I must point out that to our knowledge at least, we don't know for sure. It isn't being written by J.J. Quintel, but we don't know if he has any involvement in it. As of right now, I'm going to say no because they don't mention him in the announcement at all. And I'll leave a link to this announcement in the description below because there's like a whole article on it. Like I was saying, there is no mention of J.J. Quintel working on this. But nonetheless, I'm actually pretty interested to see where this goes. Before I sign off, I forgot to mention when this comic is going to be made available for you to pick up in the stores. Well, the first issue will actually be out in June of 2018, so it's not really too far away. Since it's coming out in June, if you don't know already, if you guys don't read comic books, they come out like every month. So that means that this comic book series will be over in November. So pretty much we're getting 6 issues. I'm assuming it's going to be one big story maybe. I don't know. I really, I'm not upset that we're getting a comic, but I would have been so much more happy if we were getting like a mini series or a movie or something, Like I feel like it would have been so cool to see Cartoon Network advertise, "Hey, coming out in summer of 2018. Check out the Regular Show 25 years later feature film on Cartoon Network." Or something along the lines of, "Hey, you want to know what happened after the Regular Show finale? Well, check out the 10-episode miniseries of Regular Show 25 years later." I think that would have been so much better to do either a movie or a miniseries. Because, like I said before, I'm not really a comic book guy. I mean, maybe you guys love comic books, I don't know. But I feel like it would have been so much cooler to see this as a miniseries or a movie. I think either or would have been fine. I honestly really don't care if it was a movie or a miniseries. Either or would have been fine. but I really wish that they would have done that instead of a comic. But nonetheless, at least we are getting something with new regular show content that takes place after the finale, so we can see, what exactly happened to these guys in 25 years. We know a brief glimpse of what happens, but we don't know all the details, and I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more details about what happened in this comic book series. Anyways, leave a comment in the comment section below if you'll be picking up this comic, and if you would have rather have seen a movie or a miniseries instead of a comic book about the regular show 25 years later. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.